Hey there, Bloomers and friends. Rev Kev coming to you from Bloom's office. We all together have been struck by the terrible events that took place in Orlando early Sunday morning. And of course, at Bloom, we were very much caught up in the emotion and the sadness of the event while we were in worship last Sunday. I was glad for the call at 7:30 in the morning from our treasurer, Jim Nixon, to say, Kevin, don't you think we ought to do something? Can we light some candles or something? And we were able to work out to have a time in our worship service when people came forward and lit candles as an act of solidarity, an act of compassion, an act of memory on behalf of the shooting victims in Orlando. And it also was a time for us to remember that there is just wretched violence going on against people in our world all around the globe every single minute of the day. But the Orlando shootings were certainly very strong and in the sense of how they affected us. Later on in the day in Palm Springs, there was a vigil, a rally/vigil that more than 600 people attended on Arenas Road. I was honored and to have the difficult task of being one of the speakers at that rally. And at the rally, I basically connected back with my days when we were protesting the lack of action on the part of government in response to the AIDS crisis. And that's when the term silence equals death became strong in our lives. And it was serendipitous that while Mike and I were with friends having brunch after church at Lulu on Palm Canyon, while we were sitting there at one of the tables along the sidewalk that we very seldom ever have the opportunity to sit at because they're taken over by other people that got there before us. While we were sitting there, someone walked by the table that we were at with the t-shirt on that said silence equals death. It was a young girl wearing a t-shirt from the ACT UP days. I don't know where she got it. I haven't seen them produced anymore. But that became my inspiration for the talk. That was later in the afternoon that I was invited by Mike Thompson, the CEO of the Gay Center, to be one of the three clergy. One, Rabbi Lazar from Temple Isaiah, the Imam from the Coachella Valley Islamic Society, and me. I was honored to be in the back of that pickup truck bed speaking to the people. It is important for us in times like this to, once we have dried our tears and helped to continue to comfort one another, to also know that we can speak up in other ways, which is to have an effect, what we think is right for gun safety laws, to have an effect for what we think is right for giving people the good news of Jesus Christ in a way that does not condemn them, and what we think is a way in which we can offer our comfort and care for each other. So the terrible event in Orlando was the worst ever in many ways, and in another way, it's nothing new. And it's going to take people like you and me joining together in faith, as well as in our citizenship, as well as in our compassion for our brothers and sisters on this planet Earth, to basically do something that leads to a time when the causal agents for this kind of a terrible event are no longer as readily available for somebody to be able to easily go out and do something like was done in Orlando. I'm on the road. Starting this Sunday morning at 4 a.m., I will be heading north to be at San Francisco Theological Seminary for a month, finishing up my classwork for the Doctor of Ministry program, and then beginning the process of applying for the dissertation phase. I hope that you will keep me in your prayers as I'm there. It's always a revving up of the brain, different brain cells from the ones I use all the other time when you're in the academic world. And I hope you will keep me in your prayers, and I'll keep you in mine. We have very good preachers lined up to be bringing the messages the next 5 Sundays, and we have worship leadership on the part of Bloom folks as usual, and as always we know we'll have the extravagant welcome ready for people when they come and visit with us. Hope to see you soon, and if you aren't with us at Bloom on Sunday, be like me and be there in spirit. Until next time, we'll see you later.